Hello everybody and welcome to another watercolor tutorial. Today we are going to be painting just a simple landscape, and we'll see if it actually turns out being simple, because I say that often and then I go into way too much detail. So it's going to be like a moody landscape. You don't need very many colors for this tutorial, but as usual, I am not prepared, and my palette here, my mixing tray, whatever you call it, is filled with colors, so I have no room to mix anything. So my hair is mixed in there. Disaster all around. Okay, how are we going to tackle this? So basically there's a river running through. This is inspired by Amit Dehane. And there's a river, and then there's like a misty kind of fjord type of structure over here. It reminds me a lot of Iceland, actually, but how are we going to tackle this? Okay, I think I got it. So, I'm going to take like a bluish purple. So if you don't have, just like mix blue and purple together, but the color isn't really that important. I'm actually going to mix like violet and gray. I don't know, just a bunch of random colors. And I would say we're going to apply this to the top, like fourth of the painting. So I'm going to just tilt this on the side, because we have it in portrait position, by the way, not landscape this time. And yeah, we're just covering it with that color, like so. Okay. And I'm trying to make this perfectly straight, and I'm just not, it's not working. Okay, and then I'm gonna take like a blue with a little bit of black mixed in, just like a darker shade of this. And I'm gonna have it come out. I need a little bit more black there. I want to make it a teensy beensy bit darker. We're gonna come out probably like there. And this is just like a mountainous structure that's coming out. It doesn't have to be precise. I'm gonna quickly switch to a smaller brush really quickly, because I want to have a little bit of it come out at the bottom there. I want to like drag it all the way to the end. Man, today has been, this entire week has been a day. But last night we had, gosh, they called for 20 centimeters of snow, but I'm pretty sure it was like 35 centimeters based on what I was shoveling. And it took me all day, with breaks, but it took me all day to shovel our driveway. And the reason why I was doing it and not my husband was because I needed a break from baby watching. I'm a stay-at-home mom now, so my husband is gone 10 hours a day at work with commuting and everything. So after 5 days, it's been a very difficult week for specific reasons pertaining to baby, but I just needed a break. So I was like, I would rather do manual labor at this point. I just need a break. So that's why I was shoveling, and my entire body aches at this point, just from shoveling all of that snow. Okay, I'm still not happy with this because it has faded quite a bit more than I thought it was going to. So I think I'm gonna try and pick up some more black, blue, black, like whatever darker color. Don't be picky here. And I do wanna make this darker. So the other thing that's been really stressful is our daughter has what I think is eczema. The doctor we went to, I mean, she agreed with me, but it wasn't like, she's very young and she has told me some things in the past unrelated to this that were just completely untrue and make me question. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that, but because of that, I am unsure as to whether this is eczema or something worse. Sorry, delay in that. I'm going to paint the little river now, or actually no, I'm going to paint the kind of rocky surface around the river. So we're going to grab like a sandy brown. I'm just mixing it with the same, with this color, because it's all the same. It really, the color does not matter. Like, as long as you have like a general similar dark color that resembles rock, you're fine. So we want this river to be very jaggedy. So there's gonna be like a triangle that kind of sticks out like this. This is obviously not the river, this is the like outcrop. And then I'm gonna have more of it kind of going that way, and then it's gonna look something like this. So you can kind of make your river whatever shape that you desire. You don't have to follow what I'm doing here. Just do whatever you want. But as you get further into the distance, you do want to make it more narrow, of course, to make it look like it's fading away. Something like that. And I realize my river is not totally connected here, but that's okay. Ooh, there's actually some like people in this painting. I didn't notice that until I looked at it again. Yeah, so we're gonna fill this in. And then I'm gonna pick up blue just because I noticed that it's actually not rock until the very end. It kind of turns into water. So I've just blended that out like so. But don't worry about being like precise about this part. It doesn't matter that much. So right now this doesn't look like very much, but that's okay. We are going to make it look like something. So while this is kind of still wet a little bit, I want to add texture to this very flat, rocky landscape that we've painted. So everywhere where there is like a corner, I guess you could say, I'm going to add a touch of black, like very watered down black into a brown. And I'm doing this because why am I doing this? I don't know, it just feels right. I'm not sure. There's a reason. It's intuitive, but there is a reason, and I'm trying to figure out what that reason is. It just looks good, okay, guys? That's why we're adding it. It's because it looks good. I don't know why, but... Oh, I know why. Because this part is kind of sloping down into the river, like, and so because it's not level with like the rest of the flat part, there should be a shadow to signify that there is a little slope downwards. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And we're just doing it all the way through just to make sure that we're adding nice texture. Or maybe texture is not the right word. Depth, I don't know. I've added quite a bit more black because I do want to darken particular areas more than others. And you can just keep going because as you can see, every time I apply it, it kind of fades away. And I do want to add some more, like just random darker shaded areas. And I'm not trying to be like super precise. I'm just angling my paintbrush horizontally to the paper and just kind of dragging it and hope that it produces texturized shapes, if that makes any sense. Grabbing some gray as well. Just, you can use whatever rocky colors you have. Like, don't be hung up on trying to replicate what I'm doing exactly, because whatever colors you have will work. So I am going to just pick up my bigger brush here and just go over this part, kind of blend it out. So yeah, as I was saying, this week has been very challenging because our daughter has what I think is eczema. We have a referral to a dermatologist and an allergist, and the reason why it's challenging is because she won't stop scratching herself. And so it is a full-time job holding her hands down all day. Like, I have to be watching her like a hawk all day. And doing that for 10 hours a day, 5 days until, my husband gets home is really, really taxing mentally. And yeah, so it's been a week, and what makes it even more stressful is that soon we won't be able to swaddle her at night because she's going to start rolling. And then, like, at night, at least we had the relief that she was swaddled and we knew that she could not scratch herself. But once that falls away, she's going to scratch herself and probably give herself infections, which is going to make the whole matter much worse. And so I'm desperately trying to figure this out before she starts rolling, which could be any day now. I mean, she already sometimes rolls, but doesn't do it on a consistent basis, so I'm taking my chances. Okay, so I'm just taking black, and I'm still trying to, like, make these little black details in this rocky terrain. And because it's wet, it kind of spreads out in this really nice way. So you're welcome to do the same, but not too much because you don't want to, like, see, I said this was going to be a simple painting and I'm just overcomplicating it as I usually do. So let's just leave that for now. I want to let this completely dry before we do anything else. Okay, so this should be dry, I hope. Now we're gonna take blue that has a little bit of black in it because you want to really darken it up, like almost a navy blue, but even darker, or maybe just more pigmented is what I'm trying to say. And we're gonna, unfortunately this faded a lot more than I wanted it to, but what can you do? So we're gonna have another one of these outcrops coming up, but obviously this one is going to be quite a bit darker, and it's not going to come out as far. Like this one, the first one comes out to about here. This one is just going to kind of come out to here, and I want it to overlap the horizon just a tad to make it look like it's closer. That's one way we can do that. And I'm just switching quickly to a smaller brush. Doesn't matter what size, I just want like a finer tip so that I can make this edge more rocky and sharp. And I'm gonna actually extend the bottom a tad. But I do want it to be straight. I'm gonna add yeah, so I'm just kind of dragging horizontal lines. I don't have an explanation for why I'm doing this. It just felt like I should. Okay, we'll leave it at that, I guess. And also while this is drying, because I think we're gonna do something else to this. Actually, hold on. Maybe I can do it while it's still wet. I'm just grabbing black and just applying it to the center, or like the forward part, or the left side of this mound. So yeah, while that is drying, I am going to paint the river. So the river is like kind of almost white because of the reflection. So water down your blue considerably, like even mine isn't watered down enough here. And we're just going to be painting that blue on. I do not know the name of this blue. It doesn't matter. Use whatever blue you have. Just water it down considerably. And fill in the spaces that you left white for the river. And I'm switching to a smaller brush so that I can shadow up the parts that should have shadows. So that's going to be every part that's kind of under that little outcrop thing that we painted. So like this. There. Definitely here. So yeah, my daughter has what I think is eczema. It's stressful because we have to keep her from scratching herself. We're running out of time to figure it out because she will soon roll and I won't be able to hold her hands all night. And that is the source of my stress these days. And this tutorial I don't think will be released until April. So I am really hoping that by April, which is 2 months from now, that this is resolved. 2.5 months. Because I really don't realize how good I had it until this whole thing started. It's very stressful. And I had really bad eczema as a child. Actually, it didn't really go away. Like, I had it for about 10 years. It didn't fully go away until I was 25, I think. So I'm just worried that this is unfortunately just genetic and not environmentally triggered or whatnot. So I'm just extending my river. I'm making a little stream connecting these two little ports, just so it doesn't look as random. Okay, so I want to say that's kind of it, but it's like not. There's something missing. I think this rock should be darker. That's one thing, but I don't really feel like making it darker. Oh, I know, we can also add people. So I'm going to take black, and these people are just going to be strolling along here. So let me go, that might be blurry, but just do a very rough silhouette of a person walking, like so. And maybe one more. That should be good. I think I shouldn't have had that third one because it kind of looks like I made a mistake, which I guess I did. But the other thing I'm gonna do just to make this look a little bit less bland is add little birds flying in the distance, like so. And I am going to try and darken these areas a little bit more now that it's dry. Like so. What else can we add to this? Maybe we should just leave it like this. I do want to make like an even darker mountainous feature right here, but I think that might be a little bit too much if I do that. Why don't we add a little rock or something here just to not make that look as plain. I would add, for instance, what do you call it? Trees, but it just doesn't make sense in this very desolate landscape. Actually, you know what? Sorry, scratch the rocks. I'm gonna add like little, you know, things that kind of grow out of rivers, kind of like grassy shrubbery. Do you know what I mean? I'm just using a liner brush here. Ugh, I don't like that at all. Maybe I should have made it a little bit darker. I mean, it's something. I can add like little, what are they called? Cattails to it to make it a little more distinguished. And you know what else we're gonna do that has absolutely no significant purpose? Is just splat some black onto it. And I don't really like how that looks, so don't do that. I'm gonna stop here before I make this less ideal. I think this is a good stopping point. So I'm gonna peel my tape off because I opted to tape my edges. I'm having trouble here. There we go. So that's our little moody landscape. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, and I will see you in the next one.